Hello and welcome back to Dealing with Brightspace. And today what I want to look at is the Add Stuff button, which is a very unique feature within Brightspace, kind of encapsulating a lot of abilities that we have to do things. And so in order to demonstrate that, I'm going to use my Intro to Psych Masterclass. And although this tool is available all over the place, every time you see a dialog box or when you create an item or when you create a file within Brightspace, it has that ability. And you're going to recognize it when I show it to you here. But I'm going to demonstrate it in announcements. So this is a master class. Of course, there's no announcements in the class. So just as an example, I'm going to post a new announcement. So you do this. So welcome to class. And the item that, there's all kinds of tools here. You go to the three dots and there's more tools. You can do tables. You can do font sizes. You can change the color of your font. You can do all kinds of things. And over here, this is kind of like your insert stuff. So if I do the pull down menu, I can insert an emoticon, I can insert attributes, insert a horizontal line, kind of just to organize this stuff, insert a symbol that's not just part of the Arabic letter and number system. I can insert a link, I can insert a picture, and I can insert stuff. That's what that is. A little, let me see if I get that little come up. So it says, come on, insert stuff. There was the little contextual explanation of this coming up. So I clicked, I want to put something in there, and I'm going to show you the variety of things that you can put. And so what you can place in there first, and some of these cross over. You got to, if it might say, image, but you might go get it on your computer. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, lots of flexibility, kind of, experiment with it and see which method works best for you. But going through each one of these, I can search my computer. I can search files in other course offerings. I can go to the learning repository if your school is holding on to, let's say, SCORM items, and you can bring those in, or test banks or grading rubrics from a central repository. You can go and get those and bring those into your course. You can go to Eat Portfolio. Now, I'm going to admit here, I haven't really used a lot of this stuff myself, but you can see where the potential is and sort of experiment with yourself to see how this can be utilized in your class. We can add a video note, and I have a whole video on that. You can record a video right there using your webcam and just post it right in there. You can search existing video notes to repost one that you've already posted in the class. You can go to YouTube, and the way this works is if you have a YouTube video, you go to that video on YouTube, go to share and copy the link to that video, and then you go into this interface, and if you want to, you click that YouTube and you enter the video right in that search box. It will bring that video up. You select that video and it'll say insert, and it inserts a mini version of that video that they play right in the class. It's not a link that brings them to YouTube. It actually kind of streams that video right inside of Brightspace. So that's pretty cool. We have back here, you have Flickr. If you have a series of photos, you can insert a link. And there's this embed code. And this is, again, I work for a couple colleges, and there's one college that I work for where the insert YouTube video doesn't work. For some reason, I get an error message. Don't know why, but nothing's going to stop me. So I went to the same YouTube video and I copied the embed code. And that's the coding that HTML authors would write to do that same thing, to put that same video to stream right in the page. And that worked. It was just a different way of putting that in. Now, for you very, very creative types, if you had JavaScript, or if you had a Flash kind of thing, that's kind of going away, but if you had some Flash things that actually have code and use plugins and stuff, this might be where you go. You put that code in there and then that becomes a live element within the page or the message that you're sending. We have Panopto, and finally that's that video program that the system office has got for us to use to store videos and play them and edit them and play around with subtitles and whatnot. So you can see everywhere you have this dialog box where you can write text, you're not limited to just text. You can enhance the experience of those messages, say in announcements, by adding a video. And I'm going to show you an example of that in my current classes. I've been using the insert YouTube video option. And let's look at my statistics class, and you'll see that twice so far for week 1, and then these are the announcements that I have in the class, and then week 2 I've created videos similar to this one, specific to this class this semester, explaining what we're doing week 1 and week 2. My plan is to do that throughout the semester. I went into the announcements and all I did was insert video, insert YouTube, put the URL to that video, and then centered it. You can still have the centering tools and whatnot. Put it right in the middle. And what you see is this is what the students see. They log in that first time and they say, oh, there's my little video I want them to look at right when they come into Brightspace. So the insert stuff is really useful if you want to enhance the communication with your students, and enhancing the communication often leads to a higher degree of engagement. Certainly I would bet that most of my students like to watch my video more than they like to read all the text that I would have had to write out. And so feel free to do that and enjoy inserting stuff.